Alrighty, traders. Hello, everyone. This is John Howell here. Markets are still having that slowly grind to the upside, and it's getting the last few suckers in before we see a nice, good pullback out of these markets. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. I am giving away free membership access to my trading course. If you want free membership access, that second link in the description there, guys, click on that. You'll be able to get free membership access to actual my trading course there. Now, let's go have a look at what's been going on with the markets today. And I want to start off with a big picture analysis, guys. Big picture analysis first. And to share this with you here, okay? This is the fear and greed index that I want to start off with in today's update. And this is something really interesting here, right? Look where we are right now. We're at extreme greed. So if you are getting into these markets right now thinking that this is just the start of another massive leg to the upside, I wouldn't be too quite sure about that, right? Something is about to hit the market that's going to cause this market to go through a deep pullback. So much greed in this market is going to cause a really big pullback in the markets. And if we have a look at the actual number, look at this here. So the last time we actually got to 82 on the extreme greed, guess what happened? This actually went down to where? To the extreme fear. Now, this is obviously also, people are extremely greedy when the market's going up. And then the market has a really good pullback, as you can see through here, right? And then we get to extreme fear, and then people become extreme fearful, right? So we know the analogy is what? Buy when people are fearful, sell when people are greedy. So right now, on a short-term technical level basis, guys, or a bit more of a bigger picture here, should I say, for an overall picture, we're getting towards that, we're at that 80 level right now. So we're really at the extreme greed. So if we have a look at this here from the indicator perspective here, momentum in the markets, right? Market momentum, extremely greedy. Stock price, greed, right? You can see where it was actually before here as well too. We've got the stock price breadth, right? At the greed level. Put the core ratio, extremely greedy. Look at this here. So options are contracts, blah, 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 blah. So, right, when the ratio of put the cores, it's usually a sign investors are nervous. A ratio above 1 is now considered bearish. The fear and greed index is usually a bearish option ratio as a signal of fear. So look at this here. So the market's actually coming down here. So the put to core ratio. So that tells us here, right? Extremely greedy, right? Extremely greedy on the on there. That tells us that what's happening. There's a lot of people buying. There's a lot of people not buying put options, but they're buying what? Call options in these markets. So, as you can see here, right? So if we got to this point here, that's obviously where, there's obviously a lot more put and call option, right? Put the call option ratio. That now we're down to here. So there's going to cause, as you can see, the last time we were down here, right? Guess what happened? This obviously went back to the upside, right? So you can see here the put and call options, or the put the call ratio, and so the whole thing about this is, as you can see here, right, when it says here that a ratio above 1 is considered bearish, right? So this is obviously because above 1, there's obviously a lot more people buying put options than there is call options. Look where we are right now. People are buying call options right now like they're going out of fashion. So what do you think is going to happen, right? Because everything goes in cycles, doesn't it? And everything in our life goes through cycles, doesn't it? Right? We go through good times, we go through bad times, and so on and so forth. So everything goes in cycles. So if we actually see this here, what's inevitably going to happen, right? There's this below indicator, and the last time we were here was, look at this here. The last time we're down here at 74. Where are we right now? We're down at 72, right? Look at this here. So the last time the people were, the put to call ratio was down at 72, which means there's so much bullishness, so much greed in the markets. Guess what happened? The market had a big pullback of a couple of week period. which caused that to go to the upside, right? Which means people were buying a lot more call options here than put options, which shows signal to be greedy, right? And know where they are right now. So once we start to get back above this one level here, so once we start this whole one level, once we start to get back above here, that simply means that they're obviously buying a lot more put options than call options. Below one, right? Below one is considered to be extremely bullish here. So there is, look at this here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a neutral on the actual volatility index. 5. Look at this here. So the safe havens, when looking at the bonds, look at this here. Look where we are right now, right? Every time we got to the up here around, what was that? Can I get to that point? There we go, right? 9.7. Look at that. Extremely greedy, right? Extremely greedy. And then obviously we've got the junk bonds through here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 major indicators are screaming that when people are greedy, be fearful, right? So there's 4 major indicators now that are screaming that we're about to see a really good pullback, not a crash, but a really good pullback in the markets. Now, it's not going to be today, right? But over the next couple of weeks, maybe into the next month or so, we're likely to see a really good pullback. And on top of all that, if we actually bring up the VIX, look where the VIX is right now. Right, so this is just a bit of a broad-based. Where's the VIX right here? Right, look where the VIX is right now. The VIX is, look where it is. The VIX is where? So you could actually add this to another indicator here, right? So look where the VIX is right down here. People are extremely greedy right now. So if you are going to be buying this market right now thinking there's another big leg to the upside, wait for a pullback, right? Wait for a pullback first, because there's going to be a really good pullback. This market has just been going nuts to the upside, and you watch over the next month or so, we're going to see a really good pullback out of these markets, and it's going to go absolutely just crazy. If we have a look at, say, some of the futures markets, look at this Nasdaq chart, just straight up. And a lot of retail investors are getting in here right now, and we're right at the strong level of resistance here on the Nasdaq 100. And so we're about to see a really good pullback here, guys. Okay, do not be fooled by this big vertical spike through here. I was actually bullish all through here. I was bullish. I was saying the market's going to go through another move. Now, actually, all through here, I've been saying that I'm now becoming bearish. Now, I can't pick the exact high in the market, but with everything I'm talking about here, guys, if you're about to buy these markets right now, especially some of these really overvalued stocks, right, then you are buying when people are greedy, right? And you should be selling when people are greedy, buying when people are fearful, right? So at least wait, because the fear and greed index, guys, the fear and greed index will eventually come back down to extreme fear again. It will. You watch. Over the next month or two, this is going to come back down to extreme fear. We're going to get a really good pullback in the markets. It's all coming. You can just see it written all over the place, right? It's coming. And so as you can see, everything just goes in cycles, right? Look at this here. So everything just goes in cycles. We go up, extremely fearful, into the greed, then down to extreme fear, up to extreme greed, down to fear, up to extreme greed, down to extremely fearful. Now we're up through here as well too. Guess what's coming next? We're going to go through that again, right? Which simply means what in the markets? It just means that we're about to see. And again, we may have a little bit more upside, guys. I don't know exactly when the top's going to be, but we're about to see something like that happening, and especially on the Nasdaq 100, right? Look at this here, just powering up to the upside. And if we go through some of the actual tech stocks itself, this is Apple. Once again, guys, look where Apple is right now, right? Apple is just powering to the upside. And this is the wrong time to be trying to be buying something, guys. You do not want to be buying something as it's already gone up. Look at Netflix. Netflix still edged up just a little bit higher today, as you can see. So really big, nice move there. Microsoft as well too. Microsoft is again all at pretty much almost at these highs here once again. So we may have a little bit more upside, guys, but you're picking, if you have a look at a move overall, right? So if you have if that's an overall move before we get the pullback, and let's just call this here, right? Let's just call this up here. Let's just call this 100, and let's just call this 0, right? Where we're at right now is possibly the last 10, or where we are right now is 80 to 90 on the scale of where we're at before we get a pullback in the markets there. And so that's what we're looking at through there. Look at Adobe. Adobe had a nice little inch up today as well too, We've got a lot of green across the screen, especially a lot of these tech stocks as well too. You know, we got Meta. Meta also pretty much did nothing today, but look at Meta through here, really big up move. Even Nvidia had almost a 4% update today, so really big move in Nvidia. And there's a really big pullback, guys, coming in these markets, and so there's a lot of bullishness now starting to come out of these markets. Extremely greedy in these markets, so don't be too surprised to see something come out to these markets that starts to send these things back down again for a really big pullback. It's coming.